This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Eric of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell to make sure that you never miss the latest from Disney theme parks around the world. Let's get right to it. Happy Friday. Here is the news for July 26, 2024. The Cinderella Castle stage refurbishment at Magic Kingdom is, well, seemingly completed with new flooring installed, and it's already been painted. While temporary fencing and green tarps still block entry to the area, blue-gray paint has dried and there are no signs of any further work being done. The stage's refurbishment began in early July, with all stage shows canceled through July 27th. That's tomorrow if you're keeping track. Within a few days, much of the stage's flooring has been removed. Just a few days ago, fresh concrete flooring was installed on stage 2. Shortly after that, an initial coat of paint was added to the stage's floor and stonework. Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair and Let the Magic Begin are both scheduled to return on Sunday, July 28th, indicating that the temporary fencing should be removed by then. The Disney Eats Instagram account has announced that the Princess Tiana Sipper is coming to Disneyland Resort. It will be available starting August 1st at various locations throughout the resort. The Sipper's cap features Tiana standing on top of the green lid in her green lily pad dress and tiara. The cup is translucent green and features Louis balancing his trumpet on one finger, Ray, Tiana's Palace, a Tiana's Place menu, a crown, and more. The transparent straw spirals around the outside of the bottle before emerging at the top near Tiana. This same Princess Tiana Sipper was previously available at Magic Kingdom in the end of June to coincide with the opening of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Now our friends at Disneyland get their chance. Disney has announced that the Haunted Mansion holiday will be reopening on July 29th at Disneyland Resort. Guests will be required to use virtual queue to experience the attraction upon its initial reopening. The attraction closed on January 22nd earlier this year for construction to begin on a brand new queue and a gift shop. This is the first official confirmation that the attraction will be reopening immediately with its Nightmare Before Christmas overlay. Typically, the attraction does not begin this seasonal overlay until the beginning of Halloween time at Disneyland Resort. Due to the ongoing construction of that queue, though, as we said, a standby queue is not going to be offered. Guests will have to get, oh yes, everyone's favorite, the virtual queue. You have to use the Disneyland app for a chance to ride. Boarding groups will be distributed 2 times per day for the attraction. Guests with park tickets and a valid park reservation may request to join the virtual queue beginning at 7 a.m. and 12 p.m. Boarding groups will be open to guests already inside Disney California Adventure who have a park hopper ticket and to guests inside Disneyland Park as well. Disney, of course, recommends that guests' My Disney accounts are linked to their group's park tickets to ensure the best possible chance of obtaining a spot in a queue. Each guest can request to enter the virtual queue only once per day. Like we said, there were rumors it was going to open today. I'd heard rumors that it was going to be the 29th. It looks like the 29th is the official opening, but I mean, if you're there today, tomorrow, maybe it'll open early. Who knows? Sometimes they do a little soft thing. Guests will be able to encounter both Deadpool and Wolverine starting today at Avengers Campus at Disney California Adventure and Disneyland Paris. Just days ago, a Deadpool encounter was announced for Avengers Campus, as we know. Today, we got an official announcement from Disney that Wolverine will be joining him. Deadpool will read to guests from his big book of super special stories. Wolverine may even drop by Story Time with Deadpool. I want to watch Storytime with Deadpool. Additionally, Deadpool and Wolverine may be making appearances in Avengers Assemble and Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Dance-Off. Deadpool will also be hanging out at Avengers Campus at Walt Disney Studios Park at Disneyland Paris from now until September 15th. He will be available for meet and greets as part of select entertainment. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest Vacations and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head over to www.nt.travel for details. Their team will design your next magical vacation from Disney World and Disneyland to Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They're also able to book, of course, those unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. Best part, of course, their concierge services are 100% free, so please check them out. Book today. What are you afraid of? It's free. During the first performance of Fantasmic at Disneyland on Tuesday, July 23rd, a rogue firework went off during the jungle segment, causing pyrotechnics to be cut from the remainder of the show. The rogue fireworks went off right in the midst of that jungle segment. It includes monkeys on one of the floating barges. The barges were traveling through the rivers of America as normal, with monkeys dancing on board, of course, when a green firework went off at Well, the wrong time. The performers did not miss a beat, though. Good job, guys. And continued on as if nothing had happened. The show continued following that incident, but with no more pyrotechnic effects being used. This is actually the third pyrotechnic-related incident in recent memory for Fantasmic since the show returned to Disneyland back in May. The first was Mickey's finger pyro. Remember that? The finger pyro misfired. Mickey made a great recovery there. The second was another rogue firework incident during the Disney Princess section of the show on July 14th. In June, Mickey also fell on stage at the top of the show, managed to get back up just in time for that iconic finger pyro moment. The show returned in May of this year following a one-year closure after, guess what? Well, Maleficent Dragon Catching Fire, another pyro incident. That was back in 2023. Hopefully they get this together. You know, Fantasmic, a dangerous show, and, you know, props to the crew for holding it together, the cast for, you know, have saved a lot of these moments, really, that I suspect some people didn't even notice some of these things if they hadn't been really familiar with the show. Disney has provided a first look at the eco-friendly cabins coming to Disney Davy Crockett Ranch at Disneyland Paris. Yes, real cabins that look like cabins. Earlier this year, Disney announced that Disney Davy Crockett Ranch would undergo a major refurbishment that would include making the cabins more modern and comfortable. Yesterday, Natasha Rafalski, the president of Disneyland Paris, shared a first look at the newly refurbished eco-friendly cabins in an Instagram post. The rustic cabins feature wood furniture and wood paneling on all the walls. Images on display throughout the cabins depict Donald, Daisy, Huey, Dewey, and Louie enjoying the great outdoors. One such image is above the headboard of the room's queen-size bed, features a silhouetted image of Donald, Daisy, Huey, Dewey, Louie in a forest. A bear approaches Donald from behind. A colorful mural depicting Donald, Daisy, Huey, a deer, and a squirrel has been added to the wall next to a twin bed. Above the bed is a light that reveals a silhouetted image of characters in the wilderness when illuminated. Each cabin features an outdoor patio with a picnic table, multiple chairs, and a small table. Guests can access their private area from the inside via a sliding glass door or their main entry door from the outside there. They can ascend a small set of stairs to get to the deck. This is just the latest remodel of a hotel at Disneyland Paris. Earlier, of course, this year, the Disneyland Hotel reopened with a new look celebrating Disney royalty. But I think this one is of particular interest to Walt Disney World fans, people who are used to going to Fort Wilderness because, well, the rustic cabins of Fort Wilderness are on their way out, making way for the kind of shipping container look that a lot of people are critical of, this kind of super modern, tiny house type of thing. And these look great. I think these, I like that they're doing the rustic cabin look there. Davy Crockett, they were maybe tempted to do something more modern and slick, and they did not. So good job to them. Tokyo Disney Resort is kicking off the spooky season with Disney Halloween 2024, which will see an all-new parade featuring Disney villains. Cool, a villain parade. Disney Halloween 2024 will take place at Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea from October 1st to November 7th. At Tokyo Disneyland, the Villains Halloween Into the Frenzy will make its debut. The 45-minute daytime parade will be performed once daily, and it's going to feature well-known Disney villains and some Disney heroes accompanied by music. In addition to regular viewing locations, the parade can be enjoyed from a designated viewing area with Disney Premier Access for an additional fee. At Tokyo Disney Sea, guests will be able to enjoy a variety of special events. Disney Halloween greetings will take place twice daily at Mediterranean Harbor and allow guests to see Mickey and his friends on a barge decorated with sweets and a giant pumpkin. Halloween Fair in New York will take place mainly around the American waterfront at Tokyo Disney Sea. This lively event will feature spooky decorations at night. Other Halloween decorations can be found around the rest of the park, as well as Tokyo Disneyland. Night High Halloween, a fireworks show accompanied by Halloween music, will be performed once per day. It can be viewed at both Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea. Haunted Mansion Holiday Nightmare returns on September 19th at Tokyo Disneyland. The Nightmare Before Christmas inspired attraction will run until January 13th of 2025. Trick-or-treating is returning to Tokyo Disney Sea this year. Some cast members will wear special Halloween buckets and give out candy to any guest who says trick-or-treat. Offered candies will be different depending on the time of day that you show up, so make sure to visit during day and at night. Trick-or-treating will be available from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Guests are encouraged to wear costumes from September 30th through November 7th. There are no changing facilities at the park, though, so guests are asked to change their clothes and do their makeup before they show up at the park. And if you don't know, in the past, they had like tents you could change into your costume, and then you get back on a train in normal clothes and go home and not get stared at. There is a full set of rules on the website, though, about the costumes. There will also be special food and merchandise available and special Halloween decor. I think this is great. For those that don't know, also, Google, I think it's called Mundane Halloween in Japan. It's wild. That broke social media last year, where their costumes are very mundane things, like a woman who tried to cut her own bangs, or things like that. I think it's really fun. They're having fun with Halloween. It's different from the Disney thing, but I think it's still something that you might find fun. The official Disney Cruise Line Singapore Instagram account has shared a new promo video for the Disney Adventure cruise ship. The video begins with a stream of water soaring over the Singapore Strait off the coast of Singapore. In a bedroom, a child plays with Rex and little green men action figures from Toy Story films. Buzz Lightyear and Woody stand on his windowsill. The water flies over their head and Buzz's wings shoot out from his back. The water arrives at a group of people posing in front of an Iron Man mural. The water dances around them, and Iron Man's hands, eyes, and his arc reactor power up. The water then soars through a fountain and over a little girl who looks up as snow falls around her. Finally, the bolt of water emerges from beneath the sea and creates a semicircle over the ocean. The Disney Adventure vessel blasts through the arc. Mickey poses aboard the ship in his captain's outfit. The video ends with the Disney Adventure sailing across the sea. Disney Adventure, where magic meets the sea, appears above the ship in gold. The Disney Adventure will set sail from Singapore for the first time in 2025. Guests will be able to select from 3- and 4-night itineraries. Disney Cruise Line has also shared a new image revealing that Peter Pan and Captain Hook have finally been added to the Disney Treasures stern. The news was shared via a collaboration post between Disney Cruise Line and Disney Parks on Instagram. The pair were first shown off as the stern characters for the ship last year. The Peter Pan figure is over 9 feet tall. The Disney Treasure is scheduled to set sail on its maiden voyage on December 21st of this year. Inside Out 2, when we don't always talk about films on this show, but we try to keep it kind of parks, cruise line, resorts, but Inside Out 2 has continued its incredible run at the box office by becoming the highest grossing animated film of all time. On Tuesday, July 23rd, the film surpassed $1.46 billion at the worldwide box office, topping the $1.45 billion earned by Frozen 2. The film is the 13th highest grossing film of all time now. It will now look to pass Top Gun Maverick. That one made about $1.49 billion at the worldwide box office. Inside Out 2 is currently the second highest grossing animated film at the domestic box office of all time. It's less than $10 million away from passing Incredibles 2 for the #1 spot there. All right, before we wrap up, I just want to bring attention to David is our editor. David has been editing this show for 5.5 years, except when he goes on vacation or something. People have filled in. David rarely makes mistakes. We miss him when he's gone. He's now edited over 800 episodes of News Today, and David is laying down the mantle now and going to go on to other pursuits. We really have enjoyed having David. He is remote, so mostly my interactions with him are just on the internet through Slack or talking to this camera and pieces that he edits out. David is a wonderful editor, a great person, and I want to keep in touch, David. We will really miss you around here. The pressure is on. Billy is going to start editing starting on Monday. Show him some grace because you're used to David editing, and David does a great job. David, thank you so much. For the absolute latest on these stories and all those that did not make it onto today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. A special shout out to all the WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Eric Morton saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.